Good morning, YouTube. This is the Busy Diva. And before I forget, please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Oh my goodness, this story, I haven't been on here for a minute making videos, but this story here just kind of made me want to get up and say something. It's Sunday morning. I'm listening to the news, and then they keep headlining the story about a kid who was forced to cut his locks before participating in a wrestling match. Finally got to see it, and yes, in New Jersey, the student was participating in a championship wrestling match. Now, mind you, they say all year long he'd been wearing his locks and participating in the wrestling matches. Now he makes it up to the national championship, and in front of the whole gymnasium or forum where they participated, he was forced to have his locks cut off or not be able to participate because they claim that the long hair wasn't interference, which is what the rule says. But the rules also stated that in the event that the person has hair that is too long, they can wear a particular head covering. Now, funny that it doesn't seem that head covering was offered to that young man to wear to participate, which I'm certain he would have put that head covering on and not lose everything he's worked for and not be able to participate. This to me is just a blatant attack on our culture and identity by people with white supremacist attitudes, and this stuff has got to stop. And there's also been reported that the referee that ordered this be done had been making racial slurs, and in 2016, he had been dealt with and being forced to go into, I believe, sensitivity training or whatever it was for making racial slurs towards students and individuals. So now that just tells you right there what this was all about. And apparently, there had to be some bias because he must have been good because the boy did win his match, thankfully. But, we need to keep calling these things out. I mean, it's getting to a point where there's consequences for darn near living while black. I mean, we have students that get the police called on them for falling asleep in the student center. We got people who get the police calling them for barbecuing. We get people who get the police called on them because they parked a little too close to a line. Um, we got a gentleman who got the police called on him who were going into his high-end apartment building. I guess apparently the person didn't think he belonged there. Um, it's just ridiculous. And we can't just stand there and allow these things to happen. And without, anyone saying anything, anybody doing anything about it. And supposedly there is an investigation being launched by civil rights groups out there. And I hope, that no one lets this go and that this young man gets some remedy. And we as parents, we need to keep an eye and stand up for our kids in these school systems because these systems, I know it by experience from my own. This system is not set up for our children to particularly succeed. It's just not. Studies have shown that African American students are suspended and expelled from schools in much higher rates than white students. I mean, whereas white students will get a slap on the wrist and consider, oh, kids are kids. Oh, let them, they just made a little mistake. A black kid is, black kids are systematically suspended and expelled and many times put into the juvenile justice system behind their infractions or their mistakes. So you know what? Let's not let any of the things like this slide. Call it out for what it is. This is white supremacists. They're having their day lately because of certain factors that are going on in this country. I mean, it's just awful. I mean, wake up to hear that we're in a government shutdown because of selfishness and pettiness that can't be resolved over a border wall that was promised to be paid for by Mexico. And now the cost is being trying to be forced upon the taxpayers. And supposedly it seems as if, our legislatures don't decide how taxpayers are going to pay for it. The government's shut down. And this was said with pride. He will have this government shut down if we don't get these border security measures that he wants. This is just, it's praying time, people. Let's pray for our leadership. our leadership of this country, especially our leadership of our school systems, where our children have to go. Until we can start having our own private schools, our own excellent charter schools, we can have our kids in where they can have the love and care and concern that they truly deserve, so that they can have a fair shot at a good education and a good life leading ahead. It's prayer time, and we got to stay aware, stay woke, and put this stuff on blast, take action where we can, not let it go. No, I will not let it go. We should not let it go. All right. Have a wonderful day. And like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel and share this story. I saw it on Good Morning America. You can probably check the website. You can probably Google this story. It's out there. It's heartbreaking and it's sad. This kid just standing there, and I know he had to be pretty humiliated with this white woman just with this look on her face, just snipping away, just cutting away at his locks, just mercilessly, just yanking them, just cutting them and cutting them. That is not right. I didn't hear what his parents had to say about it. Maybe they really didn't want him to have him anyway, but that's not the point. The point is this attack of our civil rights. This is 2018 going to 2019, not 1948, 1958, or 68. So come on, people, let's wake up. All right. Thank y'all and have a wonderful day. Peace out.